Welcome back to the Skyfall sessions. I'm going to quickly cover a interview with Kamala Harris and CNN, in which she is speaking facts and not mincing her words. So let's get right into it.
I want to start by asking you, though, for weeks you have been calling Donald Trump unstable, unhinged. You've called him dangerous. You've quoted General Milley recently, who called him a fascist. Today, you quoted General Kelly, who said that Trump repeatedly praised Hitler.
Yeah.
But there are tens of millions of Americans right now who have heard all those things and they don't buy it, or even if they do, they're still going to vote for Donald Trump.
The latter is the scary thing. Even if they do, that means you know that he's an aspiring dictator and you still want to raise him to power. That is dangerous.
He's arguably more popular now than ever. You have 13 days to go. What do you say to those voters to convince them? Because some of them are in this room.
Sure, and I thank you all for taking the time to be here. And you could be doing a number of other things with your time. So this really is proof that we love our country. People are engaged, Anderson, and really want to talk about the issues. And so the issue that you raise, yes, I do believe that Donald Trump is unstable, increasingly unstable, and unfit to serve. And I don't necessarily think that everyone has heard what you and I have heard repeatedly, which is the people who know Donald Trump best, the people who worked with him in the White House, in the Situation Room, in the Oval Office, all Republicans, by the way, who served in his administration, his former chief of staff, his national security advisor, former secretaries of defense, and his vice president have all called him unfit and dangerous.
These are all verifiable facts, by the way, for those who are denying that these things happen. If you're not denying that they happen, then that's also problematic, because if you know that they happen and you're still voting for him, that means that you know that these reputable people are also they're also disavowing Trump, and maybe that's a sign that you should look into whether or not Trump is the right person to vote for.
They have said explicitly he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States. They have said he should never again serve as president of the United States. We know that is why Mike Pence is not running with him again, why the job was empty. And then today we learned that John Kelly, a 4-star Marine general, who is his longest-serving chief of staff, gave an interview recently in the last 2 weeks of this election, talking about how dangerous Donald Trump is.
Yeah.
And I think one has to think about, why would someone who served with him, who is not political, a 4-star Marine general, why is he telling the American people now? And frankly, I think of it as he's just putting out a 911 call to the American people. Understand what could happen if Donald Trump were back in the White House. And this time, we must take very seriously those folks who knew him best and who were career people are not going to be there.
So people have been kind of analyzing Kamala Harris's campaign strategies and saying that initially she came out with the joy and unity, and I think she still has that. But I do also recognize that as she's gone along, she's been doing, I don't want to say fear mongering, because it really is a real issue. Donald Trump is a real problem that is actually dangerous. But she is playing the fear message up, as opposed to what she started with the joy and unity. And I don't know if that's necessarily wrong. I think you have to do a little bit of both, so people remember the joy and unity and also are remembering the fact that Donald Trump is a threat to society.
To hold him back. At least before, there were folks who we know what he would say, but they would restrain him. Imagine now Donald Trump in the Oval Office, in the Situation Room. He who has openly admired dictators, said he would be a dictator on day one. Right. The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has said he is a fascist to the core. So I think that when the American people reflect, especially those who are undecided, on who you should listen to, don't take my word for it. In fact, go online and listen to John Kelly, his voice, talking about what he thinks of Donald Trump 2 weeks before the election. Because I think we all know, to your point, Anderson, it is close, but there are undecided voters who clearly, by being here, have an open mind, want to talk in a way that is grounded in issues and fact,
Mhm.
And when they hear these facts, I think it compels a lot of people to be concerned.
That is true. A lot of people actually don't know the facts. There's actually a lot of Republicans that don't know the facts, and I think if they did know the facts, they would change their minds. Some of them are just going to go along because they're in a cult, but I think that there are more people with good head in their shoulders and are actually free thinkers. Free thinking doesn't mean, oh, well, don't go with the Democrats, go Republican. That's not free thinking. Free thinking is making a decision based on actual facts.
About the future of our country with Donald Trump at the lead.
You've quoted General Milley calling Donald Trump a fascist. You yourself have not used that word to describe him. Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
Oh, no
Yes, I do.
hesitation.
And I also believe that the people who know him best on this subject should be trusted.
No hesitation. I love that she did not hesitate. She did not flinch, and she answered definitively, yes, he is a fascist.
Again, look at their careers. These are not people, with the exception, I think, of only Mike Pence. These were not politicians. These are career people who have served in the highest roles in national security, who have served as generals in our military, who are highly respected. Talking about the person who would be commander-in-chief, not to mention what we know and what they've told us about how he talks about the military, servicemen and women, referring to them as suckers and losers, how he demeans people who have taken an oath to sacrifice their life for our country. And I do believe, Anderson, that part of this is why, even just this week, I traveled this state and others with Liz Cheney, former Congress member who was a very high-ranking Republican. She has endorsed me. Her father, the former Vice President of the United States, Dick Cheney, is voting for me. Over 400 previous members of the administration, from Ronald Reagan to both Presidents Bush to Donald Trump even, have endorsed my candidacy. And the reason why, among them, is a legitimate fear based on Donald Trump's words and actions that he will not obey an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. He himself has said he would terminate the Constitution of the United States and wants to earn your vote to stand again behind the seal of the President of the United States? No one standing behind the seal of the President of the United States of America should be in that position saying they want to terminate the Constitution of the United States.
This is pure facts. She just laid it out. I don't even have to say much. She laid it out very clear. Why would you vote somebody who wants to get rid of the way of our country? That is quite literally anti-American. That is quite literally what the Confederates did. So if you want to be anti-American, sure, vote for Trump, because that's what you are. And don't wear no American flag when you do it. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. I just wanted to drop this quick clip of Kamala Harris calling Donald Trump a fascist, as he is. She said it. I'm glad she said it, finally. Let's get out there and vote for Kamala Harris and get rid of this Trump dude once and for all. Have him go home to Mar-a-Lago or wherever. All right, peace out.